Now, if you're like me, you've probably seen and heard a ton of hair care tips flying all over social media and even coming from friends and family, and they might just seem a little bit too good to be true. So in today's video, we're going to be debunking hair myths. Now, it's quite a common misconception that a lot of you seem to think that having a haircut can make your hair grow. This, in fact, is not the case. Hair grows from your scalp, right at the follicle in the root of your head. This is the only way that hair growth is produced and will ever happen. But, however, the benefit of having a haircut means that your split ends at the bottom of your hair aren't traveling up your hair shaft and are being removed. So in turn, it can promote hair growth, but hair growth is only ever done from the scalp and never at the ends of your hair. So for myth number 2, a lot of you also seem to think that if you spot a grey hair in the mirror and you pluck it out, then more will appear. This, again, is not the case. Grey hair always appears when the pigment in the follicle dies off. So that means that the colour in your hair strand is no longer going to be there. That is the only reason why grey hairs occur. Although I'm not recommending you pluck or remove your grey hairs by any extent, because it is painful and you're losing hair for unnecessary reasons. There are other ways around that, but it will never be from you plucking your hair that more grey hairs will grow. For our hair myth number 3, another one is that purple shampoo on blonde or white hair will make it appear brighter. This again is not the case. Purple shampoo is certainly not a brightening shampoo. It is primarily used to neutralise and tone yellow or brassy tones in a hair. So that will never ever make it brighter or lighter. The overuse of purple shampoo can actually really make the hair dull and appear more grey and ash. So if you are wanting that brighter blonde, my suggestion would be go and see your hairdresser and explain that to them. Or find some products at home, like the L'Oreal Metal Detox Shampoo is fantastic for removing any metals or product buildup in the hair, which will then in turn make your blonde hair appear brighter. But definitely a silver shampoo is not going to make your hair brighter. Now for hair myth number 4, one that really is a bugbear of mine because I see a lot of marketing ploys that are used on products to sell to you guys to give you this misconception, is that split ends can be repaired. They certainly cannot be repaired. I hate to tell you this, once you have split ends, the only way of getting rid of them is to cut them off. So this is the reason that hairdressers and professionals are so particular on you having regular trims to keep your hair healthy, is because once those ends are dead, they are dead. There is no resurrecting them. So if you have a product or see one on the shelf at the shops that you're thinking about buying that claims to fix split ends, just know that it is a complete and utter lie. Do not waste your money. Put that money towards a haircut and just go and get those split ends cut off and start afresh. And for our 5th and final myth, it's one that I was even influenced as a younger girl watching Hollywood movies. I think this message is pushed sometimes in chick flicks especially, is that brushing your hair 100 times a day is healthy and the perfect number for it. I have run out of fingers with the amount of times I used to watch chick flicks when I was younger, and there'd be the main character sat there in front of their dressing table mirror with their brush going 98, 99, 100, and it would give us as young girls this misconception that we would also have to replicate that. And countless amounts of times and so much wasted time for myself, I know that I have sat there in front of the mirror counting to 100 when I was probably actually doing more damage than good. So to debunk this, I can tell you now that brushing your hair 100 times a day is not healthy and definitely not beneficial for your hair. You're probably doing a lot more damage than you realise. So that is a wrap on this video, and I hope I've shed some light on some facts that maybe you were deceived into thinking were real. So now you can take those away and put those into practice. Thank you so much for watching this video, and keep an eye out on my channel for fresh content coming up very, very soon.